someone else. You know, I've said so many years, you know, people who are struggling with unforgiveness, and there's a lot of that goes on. That's why Jesus addressed it so much. He had a lot to say about unforgiveness. He even went so far to say, listen, if you don't forgive your brother, your sister, God won't answer your prayer. How can you expect God to even forgive you, he said, if you're not willing to forgive someone else like he forgave you? And I could camp out there for a long while. But I've often said, you know, those who are harboring grudges and harboring unforgiveness, that's like, say I've got something against Tim. I'm harboring some sort of grudge, something against him. And he might even know about it. Might even be aware of it. You know what that's like? That's like me drinking poison and waiting for him to die. That's what it amounts to. When you're harboring those grudges, that unforgiveness, it hurts the person that's harboring, not the person that it's against. It's the person that's holding that stuff. And so when you are holding in disappointments and hurts and all this thing, and you let self-pity creep in. The thing with pity, self-pity is like this. You know, you start having your own pity party. You know? And then you start getting more upset, and the cesspool starts getting more polluted because you're mad because nobody's taking part in your pity party. You sent the invitations out. You may stay before little old me, for woe is me, for this and that, but nobody's chiming in on it. Nobody's taking you up on the invitation. And so I cut my mic on. And so nobody's taking you up on the invitation. So then you start getting even more pitiful, self-pitiful. And you start, you know, it's kind of like when Elijah went and sat up on that juniper tree. You know? And he's feeling all sorry. No, not Elijah, but Jonah. Jonah. Well, Elijah did too. He did something similar, some same thing. When I started feeling sorry for himself, well, Elijah said this, oh, Lord God, he sounded real noble. When God said, what are you doing here? Because God knew he wasn't supposed to be at the place he was at that time. God said, what are you doing here? Oh, I've been very jealous of the Lord God of hosts. And I'm the only one left to serve you. Oh, God, oh, woe is me. God, you might as well just kill me and take me on home. Oh, he's just singing and moaning and crying the blues and everything. And God says, son, stand yourself up. He said, I want you to understand something. You are not alone. He said, at that point, he said, I got 7,000 people in Israel right now who've not bowed the knee to Baal. I got 7,000 who love me and who are serving me. Stand yourself up and walk like a man. And get the job done. That's my translation. That's my paraphrase. But that's what God was telling me. I take that same attitude with a lot of people these days. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to be cruel. But sometimes you got to shock people into reality. Sometimes you got to wake out of love. You've got to wake them up because you love them. And you got to let them know, look, you got to stand up, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, start trusting God, and let's get through this thing. Enough of this feeling sorry for yourself. Enough of this self-pity. Self-pity gets you absolutely nowhere except in deeper trouble. And so don't let self-pity present itself to you and then you accept it. It'll make your reservoir instead of a channel. So if you fail to share God's comfort with others, then your experience in the furnace was wasted. If God brought you through the fire, if God brought you through the furnace, if God brought you through the floods, if God brought you through all that difficulty and all that situation, all that turmoil, all that stress, and all those things, if he brought you through all that and you don't use that experience to help someone else, that was a wasted experience. Amen. We need more in this country today who will stop feeling so sorry and self-pitiful for themselves. Stop. You heard the term snowflake used in this past year or two. Because people, they're just so easily offended. They just get so offended over anything. Get so easily, oh, that offends me. Colin Kaepernick, oh, those shoes offend me. And all this kind of hogwash and stuff. That's the Greek word again, hogwash. And all that nonsense is taking place in this country because people feeling self-pity and feeling sorry for themselves and all this kind of stuff. Listen here. Jerk yourself up and walk like the man or woman of God that God called you to be. Amen? Sure, it may be tough. Sure, you're going to have tough times. That's a given. That's going to happen. So you need to go ahead and determine in yourself when those tough times take place, how am I going to respond? You've got a choice of one or two things. You can react or you can respond. Reaction is knee-jerk. And most times, 99% of the time, gets you in trouble. That's knee-jerk. But response is something you think about before you respond. Before you make a move, before you take an action, you think about it. You weigh that thing out. You first of all consult God. If you're a Christian, you consult God. And you weigh those things out, and you ask God for answers, and you seek Him out, and then you come to a conclusion or to a decision. Well, this is how I'm going to respond. I've had to sit my children down in years gone by and tell their sons, I said, look, kids, this is where we are. This is where we want to head. This is where we want to get to. So how we respond now is going to determine that.